So you want to get that stone off for the next holiday. So in this series, and I say we because there's going to be a special guest, are going to show and demonstrate how we are going to try and lose that stone, or 14 pounds, or 6.35 kilograms, whichever your metric of choice is. How we're going to do that. So we have the plan. Like I say, for me, currently I weighed this morning at 199 pounds. So taking off the 14, if my maths is correct, that's 185. So at the end of the 6 weeks, I want to be 185 pounds. Plus, that's one measure. That's one measure. But also, we're going to take pictures. I'll go down and do my videos now, and I'll put these on next. But we're going to take pictures, and we're going to go on general feel. You know, weight is one measure. It's not the only measure. So, in amongst the plan, that's the goal. Next, we're going to go on to food. Food. I'm going to go for 1,850 to 2,000 calories. I've got 200 written there. Let me get a pen in. See, I told you this is going to be real. This is going to be real. 2,000 calories. Okay. In amongst that, I need to hit a certain level of protein. Now, again, I want this plan to be so basic and simple to follow. We're not forensic. But a gram per pound of body weight's a fairly decent guide. So if I'm hitting a 180 mark, if I'm 175, 190, I don't care. I don't care. Because the bottom line is, the calories total is what counts. As long as we've got a really decent amount of protein to support what we're doing, and weight training, keep our muscle, etc., then I don't really care. So I've got about 720 calories. Again, it's very fluctuatable. Then the rest of them can be made up of fat and carbs. Now, fats we need fat, but I think there's enough fat in our food in general anyway, that we don't need to have a specific target there. And then the rest of the calories, so if I'm having 720 and I'm having an 1,850 day, then I've got 1,100 odd calories to play with in proteins, in carbs and fats. That simple. People could complicate it. Don't forget, we're not on a bodybuilding diet here where every gram and calorie counts and we manipulate the fats and the carbs. That's not what we're doing here. We're just trying to lose a nice chunk of weight as simply and as efficiently as possible. So there's the goal, and there's the food. Next up, we've got movement. Movement then. So what is our plan to get the body moving over this next 6 weeks? So the gym. 3 to 4 times a week. This for me never changes. Doesn't matter. Year round, year in, year out. It doesn't matter. 3 to 4 sessions a week for 20 minutes. You know, it may be 22, 23, it's 20-ish minutes. Because, and I've been saying this for years now, that is enough. If we get the job done, get in there with a plan, get it done. So the plan I'm going to be following, my special guest will be slightly different, is going to be chest and quads, then a back day, then a shoulders and hamstrings day, and then we repeat. That's it. There's nothing magical about this plan. It's just that the one I'm going to do for this block. I do this, I do an old school split, I do full body, it doesn't matter. What does matter is consistency and the effort. In there, in that 20 minutes, that's got to be earned. And we'll film some of these sessions as well. Steps then, 12,000 every day. Now, my steps are slightly higher because of what I do. I do a few naturally anyway, but that's it. If you notice, there's no cardio in here. It doesn't matter. Steps is cardio. Cardio is just movement. Cardio means heart, but it's just movement. How much movement are we doing? How much fuel are we putting in the car? How much petrol are we putting in? How far are we driving that car? Equals how much fuel we burnt. And that's all this is. That is it. This equation has to work for the whole thing to work. Are we moving more than we putting in? That's it. Okay, next then we move on to risks. So risks for me personally are the environment. What do I mean by that? I've got a thing for Jaffa cakes and dark chocolate. I play on it on the social media, but the fact is, if I've got them in the house, I'm eating them. So they have to go. They have to go. No Jaffa cakes, no dark chocolate in the house. Because I even tried putting them in the freezer, but then every time I walk past the freezer, I'm having one, they taste better frozen than they do. So they've got to go. And a big risk for me is travel. I'm on the road a lot. I travel a lot with work. meeting clients, going to gyms, etc. So that's a risk for me. So on those days and those weeks, I've got to get myself going, right, okay, I know what the plan is now. So that is the plan. That is the plan, to get myself and my special guest to lose that 14 pound, that 1 stone, that's 6.35 kilos in that 6 weeks. It's a stretch. It's 2.0 a week. It's pound a week. It's a stretch. But I think we have to have that focus. So that's the plan. We're going to do a weekly video documenting everything. This is going to be as raw as you like. There's going to be nothing hidden, nothing glossed over. If we have a bad week, good week, if we make a mess of something, we're definitely going to say it. We're going to tell you it. And that is it for me. I don't want to do any more. We'll do more on food as we go through the weeks. We'll do more on the gym stuff. We'll show some more gym work and how we train. And then I'll probably do a day when I do go on a travel, or a week if I go travel, I'll do a travel vlog, listen to me, but a travel video, just showing how I manage to sort of escape and plan and just get it right when we travel in order to hit our goals. So I'm super excited for this. This is the plan, and this is the start of a 6-week, 14 pound weight loss. So the plan for my guest then is the same. Stone, 14 pounds in 6 weeks. So for him, it's 220 to 206. Food. We're going to go quite aggressive to start with, because we've got to get him lean. We've got to get that body fat off first, so his body's working better, so he's feeling better, but also so we got some results, so he starts to feel the progress. So we're going to go between 15 and 1700 calories. This won't be forever, but for the first couple of weeks to get that kickstart. And protein at every meal. We're not going to be as forensic with him. The idea is, let's get the calories under control first with a decent amount of protein, and then when that's nice and established, then we can look at saying, right, okay, we're going to go for a certain number, a bit of a range. Until then, it's pointless. Let's get the calories under control and make sure there's protein going in. Gym for him then is 3 times a week, 20 minutes, full body sessions. Again, really simple, taking all the friction away, all the potential for, I haven't got time or it's complicated. No, simple. And steps, 8,000 a day. That's it, because he's currently on about 5 or 6. So going for 10 or 12, totally nonsense. Let's go for a figure, and you should too. Same with everything that you know is a little stretch, but is doable. So 8,000 steps a day. And the risks for him then is his work environment. He's forever in sports clubs and stuff, you know, where there's temptations, and he's a socialite. So beer is a risk. So that's his plan. The next time you'll see us, we'll be in the gym, getting down to it. Now, we've got our plans, his and mine. Now, it's time to do the work. But if you've got any questions, please, or any suggestions you want in these videos, just let me know, and we'll do them. We'll put them in. So we're going to have a little look at what's going on underneath the hood. Like I said, though, I've had that deload week, which I recommend everybody does. You know, I haven't trained deliberately for a week since I come back from Spain. And I've had a little period where I've eaten what I've wanted to. I've still done my steps, and I've still, you know, had my same meals, my eggs, but I've had a bit more of it, and I had a pizza, and I think that's really good on several reasons, several grounds. Firstly, it does you mental good to have a bit of release. But the more important thing for me is it makes you feel, or it makes you realise how you don't want to feel. Like, I don't feel the best right now after this period of eating like I have. And I think that's good, because sometimes you get lost in you're feeling good. It doesn't really matter. You don't really realise, and then you have a period like I've just done, which I recommend people do, which is counterintuitive, I know, but it makes people realise, I don't want to feel like that. I'm at that stage now where I'm ready to go. And so is my special guest, who's going to be joining me on this story, this 6-week story, and we'll reveal him shortly. But let's have a look, see where we are. This is the starting point. I was 199 on the scales this morning. Again, don't ask me why I do pounds. I don't know. But let's have a look. So, there we go. That's it. Warts and all. Nothing hidden. Now, I have done a couple of bodybuilding shows, and just for the record, just for transparency as well, I'm 57 years old, completely natural, lifetime natural, never taken anything. I think it's important to say this, not from a moral standpoint, but from a, this is going to hurt, but I don't know what the numbers are, but a massively high percentage of people that tell you about fitness stuff are taking something. So their advice cannot be for you. It cannot be for you because they've got a different set of rules, So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. There's our starting point. So we know where we got to go.